Hey everyone, hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been a good little while since I've done some videos, and maybe I guess you could say I've fallen a little bit behind, but that's okay. It's never a late time to get into making more videos. Summer is coming to a close, so me and the family decided to go out on vacation. We actually went up to Oregon and Washington to meet family, and it was a great trip, well-deserved rest, something that I've been looking forward to for a good little while. Life here in California is a little fast-paced, and it could run you ragged. For those of you that live out here, out in the West Coast, you can testify to that. So what's going on these days? A little bit of a news update. Silver is up. It's starting to climb back up just in time for the holiday season, I guess you would say. Customarily, summer does drop some in the summertime, or during the summertime, when more people are out on vacation. They're buying less consumer goods with that's pertaining to any silver, so any electronic instruments. The devices that we all use, smartphones and tablets, all that stuff uses some trace of silver. So these big companies that produce these technological marvels, so to speak, they do use some silver in the production of these items, along with some of the more industrial types of metals like copper and iron and nickel and all those types. So as we approach the end of summer, something you want to keep in mind, and I do this every year, and I've done it for every year for the last 12 years, in that I prep up for a very busy coin roll hunting season. Typically, anytime a major holiday comes around where there's going to be a lot of purchasing, a lot of buying of consumer goods and services, you better believe that a lot of the piggy banks that are out there will be cashed in. Okay, that's important to know. Secondly, a lot of the banks, especially the ones that deal in high volume of regular personal consumer transactions, not so much the business ones, will see a bigger brunt of, I guess, this change coming in. Whether you use kind of like the Coinstar machine, or see the Coinstar machine at a bank near you, or people come in with just roll coins, or they come bring it in bags. You expect a busy season this year. I think the economy has rebounded quite nicely. This is indicative of a very strong housing market. Silver was down under $20, which at this point, when it drops that low, it's really not a safe haven type of metal anymore. It's it's come down to the point where it's more affordable again. It's not $5 an ounce cheap, but it's definitely a lot cheaper than what it once was. Now it's rebounded over $23 an ounce. You might want to consider either doing a more coin roll hunting or purchasing silver in some physical form. So when I was up in Washington, I wasn't sure if I was to do anything with coins. It's going to be, like, hey, take a break, put your feet up, relax, drink a couple Mai Tais, margaritas, just taking it easy. I've been in the hobby long enough to know better. That if I don't get my my little brain rest, I will come back not entirely 100%. But I did not heed my own advice, and I went out and actually went to a couple banks, and it's a good thing I did. I went to a couple banks up in Washington, actually Central Washington to be a little bit more specific, and it's probably the best score of silver that I've had the pleasure of finding. So I'm going to share a couple pieces with you. First of all, we went out to a flea market, and I picked up a couple of these W.M. Rogers silver sterling silver spoons. Okay, these are not plated. And I picked them up for $2.50 a piece. At the time, silver was down to what, 18 bucks an ounce. You know, that was a few weeks ago. So these are nice. These are patented in 1886. Whether or not they're that old remains to be seen. You know, I do pick up some of that sterling stuff. There's not a whole lot of it out there because a lot of it did get melted. Let's see. It's not so much that I pulled any coin rolls to hunt. I actually just asked tellers if they had any silver or anything like that they were saving. And sure enough, I've reached a couple tellers that did have some stuff in their little trays and drawers, and here's what I did find. Found a couple quarters. This is a 53S. There we go. Not too bad a shape. Yeah, this one traded up for a regular 25-cent quarter. 1932, the first year of the Washington quarters. Okay, that one's worn. You know, it's seen commerce, and it hasn't quite seen its better day because, you know, it's not completely worn, but you can tell it's been out in circulation. And believe it or not, they actually had a old barber quarter, 1896. Probably this is the earliest date quarter that I found in circulation at the bank, what have you, right there. Not bad. I mean, it's a nice good, you know. It's circulated. All right, and even found some half dollars, 40%, 1965. That one's in good shape. I picked these all up, by the way, from two separate banks, and they were actually the banks I already bank with. Ta-da! Okay. And you're not going to believe what else I found. It's amazing, to be honest with you, that these were even out there sitting in a teller cabinet the whole time. How about a 1933 S Walker? Nice VG-ish type piece right there. I was amazed when I saw that. Lady pulled it out and said, "Hey, you know, nobody collects these around here." You know, and she said she's been holding on to these for, you know, about 3-4 months. I'm like, hey, I'll take it. You know. Okay, so 1933 Walker. 1944 Walker. Look at this thing. This thing's like AU, buddy. Hard to believe that this has been sitting in a teller tray for so long. She said nobody asked for them, so I'm like, you know, I'll take them off your hands. In fact, they're like, I feel bad because their last batch of half dollars, and she said she had probably $2,000 worth, they ended up sending back to the Armored Car Company or the Federal Reserve Bank or whatever. And that sucks, because can you imagine if these were coming out of teller trays? You could almost imagine what was coming out in those rolls. It might have been a gold mine, or, you know, a silver mine for that, all that matters. But my God, it was just amazing. I pulled, just to recap, $2.25 in a assorted face of silver right there. Not even having to crack through any rolls. So that was a pretty good score. The really nice condition Walker, I would suspect, isn't a melt piece because of the condition. Usually when they get up to AU, they're probably worth about 20 bucks. This one's a Philly minted item. So that one is definitely not the creme de la creme date. And when we got back into town, I went and bought some pennies. I bought 2 boxes, and again, I scored. Get a load of this. This is a yeah. This is all 1960s and 1959, and there's probably a couple 1970s, all BU wrapped up in there. Now, this came out of 2 boxes. Someone obviously cashed in an old hoard of pennies and bam, that's what I got. That was the fruits of my labor. So that's what I have going on. Okay, so I've taken care of all of the stuff that I found, and I'm gonna have a few more videos. Mr. Garrett Brooks, congratulations! You won the last July $1 silver face contest. I will be doing a video on Indian head scents for you, sir. So thanks so much for participating. Again, guys, this is going to be rolling all the way up through the end of the year. Now, for August, I'm going to do the same thing. New video idea. And then once we get into the fall months, as school starts in a lot of places, we are going to change it up a little bit. And I'm going to give you guys something else to talk about, so that way you can win yourself some silver. Because silver is going up. It's worth more than it was when I first started the contest. And I have a few more videos of some acquisitions that I've picked up here in the last 30 days that I would be more than happy to show you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you here very shortly. Thanks, guys.